the president of ACCess Autism. It is a student group at ACC, the Austin Community College. And sorry if I begin to stutter, because this is my first time actually talking to in front of a bunch of people. So, sorry about that.
Good.
So today I'm going to talk about my experiences with police and give some pointers after we're done. So, my most recent experience with a police officer was when me and my boyfriend got pulled over. This was a few months ago, and the police officer pulled my boyfriend out of the car because he is also autistic. He stems and stutters a lot. So when he got pulled out of the car, the police officer immediately started accusing him of, what are you hiding? Are you taking any drugs? Because when he moves, he can't stop moving, and he leans forward, or he stutters a lot. When my boyfriend responded, no, I'm not taking drugs, the officer went ahead and said, then why are you acting like this? Why are you acting so weird, pretty much? The officer immediately was accusing my boyfriend of things that wasn't even due with why we were being pulled over. My boyfriend simply responded, I am autistic, I am stimming. The police officer immediately got uncomfortable and changed the subject. After that, my sister, when I told her about what happened and how he got pulled out of the car because how he was acting, she actually made these cards for us to give out to the police officers. It says pretty much autism spectrum, and on the card it says difficulty communicating, possibly being nervous, please be patient, kind, and understanding. And on the back of it, it says do not touch me or my belongings, act softly, calmly, non-aggressionally. Pretty much, it's kind of basic things that a police officer should do with anybody, but especially with someone with autism. They could have sensory overload because the sirens, or at a school setting, the lights. A lot of people don't know about this, but a lot of people with autism have sensitive hearing. They can hear the buzzing of the lights. They can't hold still because there's people all over the place, everyone's talking. So when a student is acting like that, the teacher might pull them out of class and be like, why can't you hold still? What's wrong? That type of thing. And sometimes you have a student who needs to go walk around, so they'll just get up and walk around. At the college campus, we have our teachers to talk to the students with autism and pretty much say, hey, can you give me a sign saying that, hey, I need to go for a walk. When I was a kid, I think I was about 8 years old. My class was super loud, and I decided to stuff paper in my ears. I stuffed a lot of paper in my ears, and my mom was wondering, why is there paper coming out of my ears? It took 3 hours of her pulling out all the paper out of my ears. When a kid goes, oh, it's really loud, so for my ears, I went, let me stuff a bunch of paper in my ears so I don't have to cover them. I think another tip, they said it very well themselves, the best tip I can give is to listen, because when you have students coming to school, you don't know what's going on at home. My mom was very abusive. My mom was very chaotic, and the town I was living in wasn't really a great either. But I remember the teachers were willing to listen. I remember there was actually a security guard who used to check on me a few times. And I think checking on those kids and being like, hey, how are you feeling today? What's going on? My boyfriend's actually super blunt. It is very common for me to hear my autism group that they've been told that they don't care, that they assume that this person does not have feelings because how blunt they are. My boyfriend was also suicidal in high school because apparently he cared so much about his friends when they told him that they didn't want to hang out with him because of his autism, that sent him down through a spiraling roll. And he felt really, really awful because he was autistic. That means no one will accept him because he cared that much. So I think like having the gift to listen and talk to your students is like probably one of the biggest gifts, or like just a little minute of your time would change a student's life. That's all I have.
My name is Aaron Moeller. I think I'm gonna have to mask in order to give this presentation, but I really don't want to, so that everybody could see me for my true self. So I'm going to begin now. Okay. I gave you those papers because on the second page it shows a list of all of my diagnoses. I have 24 diagnoses. Some of them are invisible, others you can see. I'm 29 years old. My pronouns are they, them. I'm the Vice President of the Student Media at ACCess Student Media at Austin Community College, and the Vice President of NeuroBats of ACCess Autism, a neuro-inclusive student-led organization. I am also in the running for Vice President of Student Government at Austin Community College. I'm a sexual assault survivor at the age of 11. Like I said, I have 24 different diagnoses. But I'm 29 years old, and not everyone is comfortable revealing their diagnoses for many reasons. They could be afraid, like I was, or they could already understand that labeling yourself as neurodivergent or autistic automatically puts you in a position to be judged harshly by others. Although it may be my responsibility to make sure I'm okay, I believe there is an onus on police officers to do research and understand the differences between someone being on drugs, somebody going through a mental breakdown or a shutdown, or self-regulating themselves. I never mentioned earlier, but I dropped out when I was 15 years old, which is probably some of the students that you work with now.
I think it's a mix.
Yeah, it makes.
I dropped out when I was 15, a year early. But if you were to ask me today if I'm upset how the police at the previous college responded to the 911 call about me, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily upset. I understand that many people may not understand my trauma or struggles just to be alive. However, I do wish that that person who called the cops on me approached me, or at least attempted to. I wasn't doing anything but jumping up and down, singing, crying, which was actually my way of being in a really happy space. I was listening to my music and lost in my own world. Am I upset? No. Those police, they approached me calmly, slowly. They immediately noticed my STEM toy. They let me know somebody called me in, but they told me that I wasn't in trouble. And then they used a calming voice, a non-threatening demeanor, and spoke to me very slowly. They allowed me time to ramble, and I rambled for probably 20 minutes. And I told them my entire life story, which is something I tend to do, but they gave me a chance to speak for myself, advocate for myself, and explain myself. I wish all police officers did that. Thank you.